Peggy 16.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is WWE Superstar Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed, and I got some information for you. It's time to finish the story in WWE 2K24. Relive the greatest moments in WrestleMania history in the 2K showcase of the Immortals. From the golden era to today, the evolution of the greatest spectacle in sports entertainment is in your hands. With an epic roster of superstars and brand new match types, it's down to you to finish your story in WWE 2K24, available now.
SummerSlam, I not only end your revenge tour, I not only end your title reign, I'm gonna end your career.
It's the show that celebrates WWE. It's Gorilla Position.
Hello, you, and welcome to Gorilla Position. Thank you very much for hitting the download button on this, your pro wrestling / sports entertainment podcast of pleasure. My name is James D'Lo, your host and your guide through the wonderful world of WWE. That was very sinister, sorry. Thanks for tuning in to this episode 333 of the biggest and best WWE podcast in the UK, the only show of its kind to be supported, endorsed and promoted by WWE themselves. I really feel like I've nailed the timing of that, yeah. It is Wednesday, 17th of July, 2024. The summer is heating up. It's actually sunny and hot in central London today. Finally, it's been appalling, the British weather up till now. It really is quite wet here. It really is quite wet. Tweet us if you know the reference, yeah. No, the weather may have been crap, but WWE is heating up beautifully ahead of the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam from Cleveland, mere weeks away. August the 3rd, Cleveland Browns Stadium. This card is really shaping up. Why? Because Mummy is home. Do you know, I watched her walking down the corridor in one of the many segments she appeared on Monday Night Raw the other night, and I just thought, what a sensational rise to the top Rhea Ripley has had in the last couple of years. Just her aura, the look she's carved out for herself, her attitude, her connection to the audience, which is just not something that can be taught. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. What a talent. So happy. Rhea Ripley is back. But it's not just Rhea Ripley we need to talk about this week. Uncle Howdy, Bloodline, Gable, McIntyre, Priest, Rowan. Oh, I just got all tingly when I said Rowan. Jeez, what a segment that was. Plus, my guest on this week's, on GP, the YouTube channel this week, number one contender for the World Championship, Gunther. So many hot talents right now doing cool things, and I want to get into it on this week's podcast. And to do it with two boys, two brothers, two WWE lifers. They are both podcasters. They are both content creators, and GP wouldn't be the same without them. Mekz and Skillit are in the house.
We got the tag team entrance.
We did.
You got the tag team
entrance. That was
entrance.
quite lovely.
I thought I'd save a bit of time. Last week we went 2 hours.
Yeah.
Why? Because
Mr.
Kevin Clifton got on his soapbox about CM Punk once again.
This is great because this leads on to my random question.
Oh, random question.
Hit it, Ben.
Hit it, Ben.
Skillit's random question.
Oh, yeah. So my question is Kevin okay? He's been talking about Punk non-stop since we returned. What is going on?
Oh my God. I think that's the best random question you've ever done.
Thank you so much.
Is.
I think Kevin Clifton is really struggling. He's really struggling.
I think so. We need to give him one of these for Christmas. The CM Punk hat.
CM Punk hat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's getting to the point where we're losing listeners.
He's obsessed. It's worse than Drew.
I love that. You put on the WhatsApp group, Kev is the thing is, the listeners don't see or hear our WhatsApp group. There are voice messages, there are essays.
It's crazy.
Where as you say, Skills, more obsessed with Punk than Drew McIntyre is.
And I love Kev. You know, I want him to know that I love it, but I think he might need some help.
I think the only way to help him is do what Adam Pearce has done with Drew. Let's suspend him from gorilla position.
Suspend Kevin.
Get rid. I'm joking, of course. GP wouldn't be the same without you, Kev. And we want GP to win a British Podcast Award.
Yes, we do.
We do.
In 2024. A few years ago, we were listed in the top 20 podcasts in all the UK. It was an incredible achievement. It was all down to your support, listeners. So now we're back, bigger and better than ever. I'd love to take the show all the way and pick up a Listener's Choice Award later this year. Please do support us if you love the show. Head to BritishPodcastAwards.com, click the Listener's Choice tab, search for a gorilla position, enter your name and email address. Literally takes 10 seconds, and register your vote. You'll receive an email confirmation, and please do click the link in that email to make your vote for GP verified. Can GP pick up a Listener's Choice Award?
Oh, yeah.
We should all go to the ceremony.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
We should. I think they have free drinks there.
Let's definitely do it.
Suddenly Mekz is up for it.
Do we have to dress? Is it like a suit and tie affair?
From memory, so I went a few years ago. No, I don't think so. I mean, I wore a short. Yeah, I wore shorts. Yeah.
I wore shorts.
Shorts and flip flops is the attire. No, I wore a shirt and chinos.
Nice.
From memory.
Okay.
So something similar.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do it. But yeah, your support would be tremendously appreciated. I would love to pick up that award. As promised, I want to start this show with a few emails because the show went far too long last week and we didn't get to any emails apart from
The email.
Emmett Bradshaw.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
an email.
I mean, I told you it was epic.
He was brilliant.
It was epic.
He had some good points. I have to say.
The timing of it as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
All about John Cena's retirement. So emails, keep them coming, by the way. Hello you at www.gp.co.uk. Hey, James and the gang. I'd like to start off by welcoming you back into my ears. I'm GP since about day 20-ish. The additions to the team in the form of Mekz are outstanding.
Oh, thank you.
No,
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
I just have a bone to pick regarding the new theme tune. I was under the impression that it was made for the pod, but no. Whilst jamming along to the tune playing on Bondi Rescue on my TV, my boy informed me it was the GP tune. I feel hoodwinked. Anyhow, keep up the great work and looking forward to hearing about the John Cena email. Davey Boy Cook. Yeah, I mean, we're not made of money. Davey boy, I couldn't get it specially composed. It is from a music library, and I guess Bondi Rescue. Have you ever watched Bondi Rescue?
No.
I think it's on Discovery or something. But yeah, I think we share the theme tune, which is a bit annoying to learn. I've got to be honest.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Thanks, Davey.
Yeah, cheers, Davey Boy Cook. But we are a better show than Bondi Rescue. That's right. And I would like to think. And actually, this is a nice segue. I just want to say this really, really quickly. A little shout out to a listener called. I'm so sorry if I got this wrong. I think he called himself Dibs, like as a bit of a nickname. I'm sure he said his name was Dibs. I was walking through Soho the other day, and he stopped me and he said, "Gorilla position." I was like, "Oh yeah," and we had a little chat. Bless this guy. He had one arm. Because, and it's a awful story, he had been pushed in front of a train.
Oh my God.
Like, the guy had been through absolute hell in the last few years. But he said in his time of recovery and being at home and after the surgery and amputation and all that stuff, he said he found WWE, like for the first time in his life. And he said, WWE saved my life. And through his love of WWE, he has found GP and us, and he listens to the podcast, he watches the YouTube channel. So just a little shout out to Dibs, who I met yesterday.
Amazing.
Good luck on your long and slow, but hopefully, good road to recovery. Nathan Sritheran I think that's how you pronounce his name, writes us, I'm a fairly new listener, started listening when you relaunched and I'm already a huge fan. I don't usually get to talk graps around with those around me, so it's great to hear you guys converse about something I've been watching for 30 plus years. Absolutely lovely crew. Shout out Skillit, touch me. Yes. Keep up all the good work. I was also wondering if you hadn't got to the John Cena email because you actually can't see him. Yep, that's how I'm ending this. Oh, there you go. Cheers, Nathan.
Thank you, Nathan.
Hello, you. Just wanted to drop an email to the WWE GP faction as someone who isn't a day one, but started listening to the pod around the build-up to WrestleMania 40. Admittedly, I don't watch the product other than YouTube highlights and the big shows. However, I love listening to the reaction on these pods, led by Captain Charisma himself, James D'Lo. Keeping on track the trio of Skillit, Mekz, Kevin Clifton, ... and Ash Rose. It's great to have a pod on these shores discussing all things WWE and AEW, especially when the latter screw up, as they did with releasing the Wembley footage. The return of Rock this year, preceded by Punk's comeback in November 24, he means 23, is there a former WWE legend who the panel would love to see returning to the program in a tit-backed storyline? Trust in Trips, backed storyline. Thanks for the enjoyable hours of listening all. Kind regards, Aklak. I think that's how you pronounce it. Aklak. Thank you for the email. Is there a WWE legend you'd bring back to the table under Trips' creative guidance? Skills, coming to you first.
Oh, man. I was hoping you wouldn't. I'm trying to think.
Mekz, coming to you first.
It's funny this is asked because when they trademarked recently, was it New Blood Rising and stuff, I thought to myself, could they bring back WCW as another brand? Although I think it's probably just being used for NXT. And I thought that could be a way, if he wanted it, for Kevin Nash to return to like maybe booking and stuff like that. It's in a similar vein how Shawn Michaels is doing it in NXT. I don't know Kevin Nash's capabilities as a booker. I know he booked WCW for a period and it wasn't great. But I thought just because he's, I guess, family with those guys, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, maybe Kevin Nash.
Interesting.
That's a very interesting
that is.
answer.
I mean, I don't think I'd want him booking anything.
No.
Yeah, but maybe he just comes back in some capacity then.
Okay. Kevin Nash, not the person I thought you'd say. Skills?
I mean, what legend hasn't come back recently? But I guess to answer the question of in this new era of Triple H, who would I want to see? You know what I would love to see?
Go on.
Sting.
Really?
Like this,
He's completely done now.
he's
isn't
done.
He?
Yeah.
Right.
So if he was to return to WWE in a different manner, I don't know what Triple H will do with him. I'm not sure. He might not even have any creative thing for him right now. But that'll be interesting for me.
Sting. Okay. I saw Sting at Wembley at All In. You were there too, Max, right?
Yeah.
In that tag match?
Yeah.
I know quite the little kid in me, having loved WCW, growing up in
Likewise.
WCW, I was like, I mean, Surfer Sting was my guy.
Yeah.
Still is my guy. We've got a WCW sticker album in the studio there. World Championship Wrestling, Surfer Sting on the front. My absolute fave growing up. This is what I would do. When Paul Heyman returns with Roman Reigns, and they're going to be the most over baby faces in the history of the world. And he's surrounded by Jimmy and Jay and possibly Sammy. I want the bloodline, the original bloodline, emphasis on the word blood, to run an ECW show at the Hammerstein Ballroom. Like a kind of bloodline infused pay-per-view from ECW. And I don't know why that. Like, imagine the crowd reacting to Heyman and Roman in that environment.
Rabid.
And maybe they bring back some ECW legends. I just think there's something so special still with the ECW brand.
Yeah.
There's something in that I think could be really, really cool, to the point where, like, we run WWE, we're going to do what we want, and we've decided we're putting on a show in the heart of Manhattan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd
Something
be
about
good.
that I really like.
It would be.
Hey guys, loving the pod. Great to have you back. What do you think the chances are of SummerSlam 2025 taking place in the UK, with the 2-night event already announced for the US in 2026, and other things like the summer pre-sale code for the autumn UK tour? Interesting. I'm starting to really get my hopes up. Decent chance, or am I clutching at straws? Sean. Is Sean clutching at straws?
Let go of those straws, Sean.
There you go. Stamped out all your hopes.
I think the UK have kind of established that Clash of the Castle in and around the UK is going to be their thing, their pay-per-view. So I think, we stick with that.
But surely they're going to run out of cities that have castles in.
That is true.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, they haven't done London, so
Buckingham Palace.
or at Buckingham Palace.
Bash at Buckingham.
Bash at Buckingham. Yeah. I couldn't even say.
Easy for you to say. Okay.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Skills?
I don't know. I mean,
It would be so wicked, wouldn't it?
It would be great. I mean, there's still the rumors circling about a possible Mania in the UK.
Yeah.
But you know, who knows? I think Mekz is probably spot on with. They're going to probably stick to this Clash of the Castle format going forward. But yeah, if it wasn't SummerSlam, I'll be there front row, baby. You know what I mean? That'd be great. Box Park.
Front row. Box Park. at the viewing party.
At the view.
Slamming Shoreditch.
Slamming Shoreditch.
Yeah, it doesn't work so well. Big thank you to our headline sponsors, by the way. WWE 2K24, the best WWE video game of all time, the highest rated game in the 2K series. Grab your copy using the game. Grab your copy using the game. No, grab your copy of the game using the link in the description of this podcast. And right now, the second DLC superstars have dropped in the Post Malone and Friends pack. You can download new talents in the game like Sensational Sherry, the Headbangers, Honky Tonk Man. There's also Jimmy Hart Manager My Faction content, superstar cards, and you can download Post Malone to wrestle in the game too. Post Malone, who obviously produced and curated the soundtrack for this year's game. Go check it out now if you haven't done so already. WWE 2K24 is available on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. And you can use the link in the description of this podcast. So, shall we talk about smackers?
Yes,
A
indeed.
few things to get to. I want to start, if you don't mind, with LA Knight. So he lined up his challenge for Logan Paul at SummerSlam. I thought it was a really fun promo. And I don't know if you've seen lots of Twitter exchanges between the two as well. But key point here, though, 255 days, as of today, as we're recording this, 255 days as US champion, Logan Paul, 2 title defenses. In 255 days. Now, whilst that feels hugely frustrating, it does make this match against Knight feel somewhat marquee, or is that too positive a spin I've put on it? What are your thoughts? Does this annoy you? Does this bother you?
It does. But, it does bother me that it's not being just a bit more frequent. 2 in that amount of days is he's getting into Dean Ambrose territory. You remember when Dean Ambrose had the US title and just like never defended it over like a year? I think he almost had it for. So yeah, you don't like that, especially for. The United States title should be the one that's always kind of around to then allow the world title to feel more special.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So, but saying that,
that's a good point.
That LA Knight promo was excellent.
It really was good, wasn't it?
It got me invested in something that, I didn't care about because the US title hasn't been around.
Yeah.
It made me feel like, he needs to win this and he thinks it's a big deal. So we will have to believe at this point it's a big deal.
So it's the second longest reign of any US champ in the past decade, behind Austin Theory's 257-day reign. Mm-hmm. So he's had a longer title reign than Steve Austin.
That's crazy.
Sting.
That's crazy.
The first ever US champ, Harley Race. So he beat Ray Ray, right, at Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Was that November? I
Yeah,
think.
it would have been, yeah.
Then successfully defended against KO at Rumble in a DQ finish. And then he beat Randy and KO in a wicked triple threat match at Mania. But crazy to think 4 months, or, by the time we get to SummerSlam, 4 months will have passed since he's defended. They sort of quietly abandoned the 30-day defense rule.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of
Skills,
shows
your
where
thoughts?
the company sees Logan, isn't it? He's in a lot of high-profile matches that's quote unquote bigger than the US title. Do you know what I mean? So that's so they kind of prioritize him and being in that position more than being the US champ.
And of course, he had the match up against Cody.
Then you have a match against Cody as well.
Good point.
That being said, Mekz is right. That promo that LA Knight cut, they need to put that title on him. I think they've had a few missteps with how they've booked LA Knight recently, and he's still as hot as ever.
Yeah.
do not mess this up. He needs to win it at SummerSlam.
You heard it here.
100%. Do not trips.
And that's a threat.
That's
from Skillit.
I'm coming for you.
But the thing is, and it's, you know, they do this with like John Cena. They used to do the crane camera shot over the crowd. They always cut to a wide crowd shot when LA Knight's music hits because they know he's going to get the pop of the night.
That's right.
And more often than not, he does. And that's still going on.
That's right.
Think about all the missteps they have done, as you say, with his booking, but also how he waded through treacle when it comes to the fashion. What was even his name?
Max Dupree.
Max Dupree.
Or should I say Max Dupree?
But to think he survived that and became what he was always meant to become under the guidance of Trips. Like, yeah, Skill says, don't muck this up.
No.
Don't muck this
Please
up, lads. Speaking of lads, DIY defeated A-Town Down Under to retain the tag team titles. I wanted to chat briefly about this because I realised in our Money in the Bank reaction show, we didn't actually discuss their big title win on the SmackDown before the PLE in Toronto. So Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, tag champs. It's taken a long time, but these two as a team have really become something in a very real way. I.e. on the main roster. Like, it's not just the diehards who liked them on the indies and in NXT Black and Gold. They're supported by kids in the crowd, and you can't underestimate how important that is. And they've obviously got a very long-standing, genuine friendship and brotherhood, and that has got them to this point where they're mainstays and now genuine main eventers on SmackDown. But Triple H has, I feel like, and we saw it like in Glasgow and all these interactions they've had with A-Town Down Under, and they've been part of the dissension of that tag team.
Yeah.
There's been storylines backing them, but I feel like Triple H has given them time to actually connect with the crowd before giving them gold. Yeah. And I feel like it's taken time. It's been a slow process, but it's worked. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like they're on the rise.
They, if you remember, for a period after I think Vince had left, Triple H gave Tommaso Ciampa a bit of a singles push. Like, I think he had like an IC title match against Gunther early when Gunther was champion.
And he was connected with The Miz, right?
Yeah. This is when he had just left The Miz. I think Johnny Gargano wasn't back on TV by then. And I think, you could see Tommaso Ciampa as a great wrestler, but I hate to say it, wrestling is not enough. And through wrestling wasn't really getting him over. We paired him back with obviously his longtime friend, like you say. They built up their relationship. And then through this whole previous stuff with The Way, with Austin Theory being part of Johnny Gargano's faction back at NXT, that's kind of given them something more relatable, like, you know, you were a good guy sort of thing. Grayson Waller's leading you astray. He's not really your friend. And I think that's helped in making them all connect with the crowd as well, including Austin Theory, because Austin Theory was kind of dead in the water at that certain point. So, it's been a long road, but we're getting there. And, you know, now we've got the tag team title on someone that I think generally people respect as very good wrestlers as well. So it's all positive.
The Skills, are you a fan of these guys?
I mean, I am, obviously. I
feel like you're more hesitant.
I am a fan of DIY. I think they're both phenomenal wrestlers. I love their work in NXT, especially when they were feuding against each other. Loved all of that. Loved all of that.
Legendary.
I feel with their current run on the main roster, it's great that they're the tag team champs, well deserved. They have somewhat of a connection with the audience. I do agree with, but I still feel the audience that doesn't know about their previous work, or even the work in NXT, I don't know they know how special these guys are.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like there's still a long way for these guys to go, especially where I do believe Triple H has got plans for them, and they will probably, you know, showcase their talents and what they did in NXT in the main roster. But I just feel it's kind of like Barry Windham was a big star in NWA. Mike Rotunda was a big star in NWA, and then when they came together in WWE, they became the US Express. I know they're Hall of Famers, but it just wasn't, it's not, I don't think people know how good these guys really are. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So that's what I want to see.
And it comes back to story is always so important. Like, do they need more vignettes about their history, about their time on the indies?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, compare this to February 2019 when they were, I don't know if you remember, it was like the night after Elimination Chamber. I remember it really well because I was actually at that Elimination Chamber. It was the one with Kofi Mania where he didn't quite win and, you know, Woody gets the main event of WrestleMania. But the night after, they just randomly brought up Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, and I think two others as well.
Yeah.
Just
I can't remember who it was,
unannounced. And then, funnily enough, they were gone instantly because the crowd, you know, shock horror, didn't care.
Yeah.
Because there was no kind of story and history and context kind of put in place. So maybe, I mean, I do agree. I do think they have a connection, but I hope they build from here.
I hope so too.
And maybe diving into that history between the two of them and just their friendship and everything.
Yeah.
Because I think they're both great talents. Really good talents. But I just wanted to talk about them because they'd had this massive title win in the same arena in Toronto where I think
they beat FTR, or the Revival. Yeah.
That's it.
And that's why they're doing the shatter machine all the time now.
Right.
They're using their moves now.
Yeah.
I was like, what are they doing? Stop doing that. Do it once and that's it.
Kind of related, Matt Jones emails in, hello you, love the pod and looking forward to listening every week. With so much WWE TV to watch each week, it's nearly impossible to watch it all, but by listening to the show each week, too many each weeks, I'm able to keep up.
You got an English teacher over here.
See me, Matt Jones. Bit repetitive. No, I'm joking.
What was the name of Shane Douglas's English teacher?
Oh, Dean Douglas.
Dean Douglas. That's what you are, James.
When he
Douglas.
ripped the IC title
That's
away
right.
from poor Shawn Michaels, who'd been beaten up in Syracuse, New York. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. No, I'm enjoying this email, Matt. My question is, does Triple H's new role as head of creative all but cement his legacy as the greatest to ever step foot in the squared circle? It goes without saying that his in-ring... Skillit, I think, is maybe saying no. It goes without saying that his in-ring career alone certainly puts him in most people's Mount Rushmore of WWE. However, the major success of original Black and Gold NXT and the incredible revival of WWE TV since taking over from Vince has been remarkable. This thought was cemented in my mind then watching the WrestleMania behind-the-scenes doc that released on YouTube recently. If Vince was still in charge, we would have undoubtedly got Rock versus Roman at Mania. And whilst I'm a massive Rock fan, the main event we got was by far the most incredible thing I've seen in WWE in 25 years of watching. Trust in Trips is well and truly the way to go with WWE, and I can't wait to see what happens over the next year. Keep up the amazing work. Cheers, Matt Jones. Great email and big question. Does his creative leadership put Triple H in the conversation of greatest of all time, Skillit?
No. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
Let me know your thoughts anyway.
Obviously, doing phenomenal work right now as the lead booker and the creative and the CEO. What position is he? CEO?
COO.
Yeah, COO, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing great work, phenomenal. Like I haven't enjoyed wrestling as much as this in such a long time. This is brilliant. Like I'm loving it.
Yeah.
In ring wise, as a solo wrestler, I did love Triple H. I loved him as a heel. I would never put him in the top 5 though.
Really?
No. There's too many. There's so much talent that you can't overlook. And Triple H is not there for me.
I think. I mean, just in terms of impact he's now having on the industry.
Of course.
I think he. You can put him in that conversation of like most. I don't know, influential talent
Absolutely.
to ever be part of the business.
Absolutely.
I think that is fair. But yeah, I don't think he suddenly becomes the world's greatest wrestler because he's doing amazing creative work now. Mekz, would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. One thing I will say is that Triple H lost, I think, a lot of fans, especially around the time of the Authority, even before that, to the Reign of Terror, like 2003 times. A lot of people were sick of Triple H being the one that's pushed. You know, he's married to the office and all of that kind of stuff. But through his good work in NXT and what we get now, I think he has won a lot of those people back. And he may go down and like remembered more for this career, this second career he's having, more so than his actual wrestling career.
It is interesting because Mekz mentioned scenarios where people just hated Triple H, and I think I was one of them because of the stuff that Triple H was doing at that time, or creative was letting Triple H get away with it.
Like him carrying around the shovel because he was burying everyone.
Yeah,
remember
that's
that
right,
time?
exactly. But I feel like he had to. I guess him doing that has probably put in perspective for him now to be like, I need to be a better leader. I need to be a better writer, booker, a COO, You know what I mean? Some of the people could believe in. I think all that has given me experience to be the guy that he is today, for sure.
And I think comparisons are always made between Triple H and Shawn Michaels for obvious reasons. They're best friends. They came up in the industry, and DX and all those other things. But I think Shawn Michaels is actually doing, and we said it on the show before, but Shawn Michaels is actually doing with NXT what Triple H should have done with NXT.
Correct.
Triple H built an amazing little, beautifully polished indie with some incredible talents, but that didn't ultimately transfer in lots of great talents going to the main roster. Whereas now, NXT, whilst I might not follow the weekly TV product, it is a real breeding ground for proper talents to learn their craft and then come through to the main roster.
The continuity from NXT to main roster now is so good that, there was a time we watched Aleister Black move to the main roster and thought, they can't mess this guy up. And he was here cutting promos in a room every week for how many weeks? And he then leaves the company. Keith Lee, Andrade, these are people that were NXT champions. Karrion Kross, Finn Balor to a degree.
You just wait for their WrestleMania entrances. Do you know what I mean? It was always that, but then it never happened.
That's exactly what it was.
Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano are another great example of that.
Yeah.
It has taken this long for them to start connecting with the audience on the main roster because it is a different audience.
Adam Cole, was running NXT basically for the best part of 3 years.
Yeah.
They wanted to bring him up and be a manager.
Yeah.
Just no continuity at all. But now look at the seamless transition Braun Breaker has made, seamless transition Tiffany Stratton has made as well. This is how a developmental should work. We saw it back in the day with the Cenas and the Lesners and those guys as well, Randy Orton. So it's back to what it should be.
Just because you've mentioned those names, and because of the conversation we had last week about John Cena and his retirement tour, there's lots of talk about if he feels it's the right time for him, he might go in the Hall of Fame in 2025. What if that class all went in 2025?
What, the OVW?
The OVW 2002 class of Lesnar. He may not be anywhere near TV, but for example, Lesnar, Orton, Batista, who still hasn't gone in because of pandemic, and John Cena.
Yeah.
That's too many headliners though for one class.
If they done it as this is the class. That is
the class.
Yeah, nobody else.
The class of 2002 goes in. And meanwhile,
what about Shelton though? They got to put Shelton in there.
You've just ruined my joke.
Sorry. What was it?
Well, I was going to say, meanwhile, Shelton Benjamin's looking at his phone to be like,
waiting for the notification.
Guys? I was in that class as well.
Oh, sorry, James.
That's fine.
They put it on airplane mode and take it off again.
Shall we double check? There's something wrong with reception. There's something wrong. 4G.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Triple H is calling. Hello. Yeah, I'm available. Oh, you need ring crew? Yeah, okay, yeah.
You want me to induct Lesnar? I'm
actually, that's a good shout. That's a good shout.
You know what? That would be the first. That'd be phenomenal. I would love that personally, but I just feel like that's every person we just mentioned is a headline Hall of Famer.
But as Mekz said, if that is the class, and you don't
Mekz
get some
I like that.
randoms,
I like that.
And maybe we forego the Ultimate Warrior Award this year.
But you need a woman representative. You need a woman to be inducted, and you need.
Do you need it, or is
you do
that...
need it? You need it. You do need. We need to have.
I think as a one-off, like a special, this is the class that
that'd be amazing.
They could just show the whole vignettes of them in OVW and stuff like that,
be so
and
nice.
no
Just
one
the
else.
four of them.
No,
That's a good idea.
None of the legacy awards, nothing else.
I
Just
like
these
that.
guys.
But the problem is, the problem is Lesnar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very sadly.
Yeah.
If everything we've heard is true, then obviously he should be no part of it. But that kind of scuppers it. But I just thought that would be quite a smart idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, after the tag match, which we were talking about ages ago, Jacob Fatu then wrecked shop. Leaving everyone laying, which brought out Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, who then got destroyed by the Bloodline. Take me! Take me! Screams Cody. Somewhat unexpectedly, this turned into a really powerful segment.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see the way Jacob Fatu destroyed DIY was amazing, and then the entrance of the Bloodline to cue in Solo, amazing. There's one thing I want to talk about with Randy Orton. Now, I mentioned, when was it? When did might have been the SmackDown after Money in the Bank. What was the last? Money in the Bank was the latest.
That was
the last pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I remember I mentioned on the group chat, because I wanted to bring it back up, but I totally forgot to bring it back up. I said, has everybody seen SmackDown? And then Kevin said, I'm currently watching it. So I was like, so I left it.
Kevin's like ranting about CM Punk.
But there was a moment when Cody Rhodes was cut. If you watch back that promo, I think I've got it recorded. I have to throw it back in the group chat. Cody was cutting a promo and he's talking about the world heavyweight title and whatnot. When he mentions my world heavyweight title, there's a bit when Orton
when
turns his head and looks at him. And it's like, I know that obviously Orton took the bullet for Cody last week. We all know it's happening. But is it going to happen at SummerSlam, or do you guys think it's going to happen at WrestleMania, Cody versus Orton?
I think neither. I think it's definitely not happening at SummerSlam, because elsewhere on SmackDown, Cody sort of accepted. He responded to Solo calling him out.
Yeah.
In those really effective vignettes, by the way. I really enjoyed the Solo and Bloodline vignettes. Yeah. But he agreed to a match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So Solo.
Yeah, so it's not SummerSlam. Yeah,
no,
sorry,
it's not SummerSlam. I think potentially Bad Blood, maybe.
Interesting.
Because I think at Bad Blood, you could potentially go Drew Punk, which I have a feeling is not going to happen at SummerSlam. I think he was suspended again because Punk's not ready yet. That's my view. I might be wrong. But if Bad Blood is sort of headlined by Drew and Punk and Randy Cody, because it's October 5th, we've got some time to really dive into the history and the legacy of Cody and Randy.
Legacy, yeah.
I think that could be quite smart.
Because it's Orton, and not to be cynical about it, I think this is probably Saudi Arabia.
Oh, man.
Because Orton is someone that is one of these people just, I have no problem, give me the paycheck, I'll go Saudi Arabia. And then you can have, and they love Orton over there. And they can have a big main event, Orton versus, and that's just a month later from what you're saying anyway.
That's a good shout, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
that's a really good shout. And you have more time to build it up as well.
Exactly.
And maybe something, because that's November, right? Yeah. So something at Bad Blood could happen.
Yeah,
exactly. Okay. But yeah, so going back to this beatdown, I thought it was surprisingly nasty. The chaotic energy that Jacob Fatu brings is
crazy.
Wicked.
Jacob Fatu is almost like he said, I just want to have an exhibition beating up these guys. If you don't mind, give me 2 minutes. Let me just run in there and just do an absolute madness. Like, I've never seen someone deliver moonsaults during a beatdown.
Yeah.
Twice. Guys, man.
He's what Umaga should have been. Umaga was phenomenal. We all love Umaga.
And lest we forget, Umaga, John Cena, Royal Rumble 2007.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Main event.
Yeah.
That was Umaga was amazing, but I just felt that he was kind of held back with that stereotypical gimmick that he had.
Yeah.
Vince.
Yeah, let's just say Vince. Jacob is the real deal.
But that match, actually, the Umaga John Cena match, that was Jacob Fatu vibes.
Yeah,
he was crazy in that match.
Absolutely.
And it was just suddenly out of nowhere. It's like, oh my God, this is an amazing match. But what else really helped this segment, I thought, was not only Randy's selling of the table spot and everything, but Cody's emotions being tied up in the ropes, forced to watch his old friend being taken out. And that's something that not only plays into the dominance of Bloodline and their brutal beatdown, but also this storyline we're talking about between Randy and Cody.
They had the segment backstage where, like in the locker room, Cody was sitting down, WWE title next to him, then Randy Orton on the other side of the title, telling him that, I've always got your back. Kevin Owens may not be here this week, but I've always got your back and stuff like that. So, yeah, they're slowly chipping away at what the eventual thing is going to be. Randy Orton's now taking this bullet for Cody as well. Yep. So we're getting there.
It's so good. And I think, I mean, how do you feel about Cody Solo?
Yeah, I'm all for it.
You're all for it?
Yeah.
Are you up for it, Max?
Yeah, definitely. There was a point where I know the general consensus was like, Solo's not a main eventer, he's not this, he's not that. Man. But within the last maybe month, he's really coming to his own. Like you said, those promos that they're doing with the whole Bloodline backstage and look great. Like, he feels like the rogue, head of the table now.
Yeah,
that's right.
And like, this is my argument to that point. I feel so excited about this match, and I hate to sound like a broken record because we talk about it every week, but wrestling is not enough. It comes down to how important storylines are. If I compare my excitement for Cody versus Solo to for instance, Cody versus AJ in France, like, yes, we all knew that was going to be a great match, and it was. Crowd was phenomenal. But we were like,
Yeah.
you know, because there was no story there, and we were hoping there would be more story, and I still feel they only scratched the surface, really, between AJ and Cody. But, the possibilities of SummerSlam, because of the storylines that are running through it, and on top of the match itself, we're going to get the return of Paul Heyman. We're going to get the return of Roman Reigns. And as he said on Twitter, like he did in 2020 at SummerSlam, we'll never see it coming.
Yeah.
He put that out this week. Again, it's talked to how important storyline is, and it's made Cody versus Solo somehow a massive thing.
To your point, I don't even think Solo's had one singles match since he's kind of assumed this position. And they're driving towards SummerSlam. He's got the pin over Cody in a tag match.
Yeah.
But that, in terms of wrestling, that's about it. In terms of what he's done to get to this position.
Yeah, that's so true.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's so true.
He hasn't
I
had
hadn't even thought
matches
about
or
that.
No,
anything.
he hasn't.
That's crazy. Another email. So many emails. Hi all. Really been enjoying the podcast since it's made its return. As someone who doesn't really get to this, I feel like this is a common thread with people that message us. As someone who doesn't really have anyone to talk to about wrestling, your podcast has made me feel like I've got friends who I can discuss it with. And that is,
It's
like,
amazing.
I love that.
Community.
Exactly. It's all about the community. It's about the fandom. And the people take away that from listening to this
Yeah,
pod
for sure.
is wicked. And it makes me feel like we should do more fan meetups.
Definitely.
And little activations like that. Where
You
we
know
just
I'm
have,
there, James.
That'd be great.
Always.
You know.
You come to anything, Skills.
100%.
I'm opening a bag next week. Do you want to come to that?
Yeah. I'm excited. James. I'm excited.
The reason for my email is, has anyone else started to notice that Solo Sikoa has started dressing like The Rock? I.e. the black top and gold chain. Is this another layer to the story that is in fact the final boss is the one calling the shots with Solo? Anyway, keep up the great work. Jono Marsden.
I haven't really noticed that myself.
Okay. I've kind of know what he means.
He's definitely dressing up more suave.
Yeah, more smart.
More smart, more slick, like The Rock would used to dress like back in the day.
He's
but-
definitely wearing clothes.
yeah.
Is that where the comparison ends?
He's got some nice gloves.
Yeah.
But I just don't. Yeah, no.
Dressing like The Rock is more than what The Rock puts on his back. It's the whole swagger.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's not. That's not what Solo's
Now,
doing.
if Solo was to wear Versace shirts from the 1999 era of The Rock, then
Yeah.
we're cooking with some grease. But yeah, I don't know yet.
Cooking with some grease. I like that as a saying.
Thank you.
Quick shout out to Fanatics. Gorilla Position has teamed up with Fanatics, the team who power the official WWE Euro shop. If you're looking for some sick merch, get yourself to wwegp.co.uk, click the Fanatics banner, and use the promo code GP15 and you'll get 15% off anything you like on WWE Euroshop. So many brand new items listed over the last 7 days. The Randy Orton RKO collection has lots of amazing items, as well as the John Cena Farewell collection. So many cool merch items from Euroshop right now. So if you want to help support Gorilla Position, this is a really brilliant way to do it. Just head to wwegp.co.uk. And if you're buying merch anyway, do it on our website, click the banner, use the GP15 code. It supports your favourite podcast and you get 15% off. So yeah, whenever you want to pick up new merch, use GP15 and save 15%. Thank you to our partners at Fanatics. Monday Night Raw. What did you think of this week's show?
Yeah,
It's a bloody good show,
it was
isn't it?
entertaining. Very entertaining.
Yeah?
Very entertaining.
Rhea Ripley kicked off the show. I've just had an email. Oh, I've got to tell you big news.
What's going on?
Well, no, I'll tell you. I've got an exciting email. Big news. You know, I'm missing SummerSlam because I'm away in Canada.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if I've said it to you guys, but I'm surprising my dad.
You said that.
So
Yeah.
we're taking, me and my wife and kids are taking my dad and his wife to Canada. He worked there 50 years ago, hasn't been back since, always wanted
That's
to go.
nice.
So we surprised him at Christmas with this trip. His wife has just fallen over and broken her neck.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Mental. She's going to be fine, but basically Canada is off.
What?
Is it awful that my first thought was, I'm going to Cleveland? You've broken your neck. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear. Hi, WWE. As it turns out, I can go.
So you're going?
No, so bless her. My stepmom, essentially, has had an awful fall.
I'm sorry to hear
but
that.
she is going to be fine, which is obviously the most important thing. But yeah, because of that, we thought, we could still just take my dad, but he obviously wants to take his wife.
missus,
and
Yeah,
create
he's not
memories
going
with
to
her.
leave her behind.
No, exactly. He's got to look after her, as we all do, really. So I'll go to SummerSlam.
The royal we. You guys have to look after her.
I'll send your regards to Randy Orton. It's suddenly the possibility of me going to SummerSlam
Awesome.
has just come up
Wicked.
last minute. So it might be. Just
Get
unbelievable.
grab some great content.
That would be good.
Well, I'll try.
You know.
I mean, it's not official yet, but I'm working on it. To
Your
see if I can get myself
stepmother
out
made
there.
the sacrifice for you to go, so you better get all that content, baby.
She's been injured in the ring.
you know, exactly. She worked through the injuries as well. She worked through it.
She's a worker.
Yeah,
She's a worker.
I hope she's okay.
Yeah, no, she's good, but it's a long recovery, sadly. But yeah, so my holiday dates, I don't know what we'll do instead, but we'll do something. But the dates might change, which means SummerSlam is suddenly on the table.
Okay.
Producer Ben, you excited about that?
I'm keen.
You're keen. He's always keen. He'd come to the opening of a paper bag. He would. Just Ben and Skillit. So Monday Night Raw, Rhea Ripley. I talked about at the top of the show.
Oozing aura.
Oozing machismo.
Yes.
Is that what
That's
Razor
what
used to say?
Vince used to say about Razor.
Did he?
Yeah, that was a Vince line. Oozing machismo.
Yeah.
I love
Razor Ramon.
I love Vince.
Yeah. I miss him.
You don't.
I'm joking.
Wow.
I really don't. But she challenged Liv Morgan for a match at SummerSlam for the Women's World Championship. And this, I wanted to point this out. The video package that detailed the history of Liv and Rhea and Dom, the video package was actually how it's played out over the last few months. And the reason that stuck in my head is because, and I remember in years past on this show, we've always said, geez, week to week, the storytelling has been rubbish on TV. But when they get to the video package, they make it seem brilliant.
Amazing, yeah.
Whereas I watched this video package and I was like, yeah, it's been brilliant. And the video package is just highlighting exactly what we've seen. They haven't tried to retell the story to make it work and fit the narrative. They've actually told the narrative in a really well-constructed way over the last few months.
Yeah.
So that just stuck out at me. But I thought really strong promo work from all involved. Rhea, I just felt like she was delighted to be back. And did a really great job firing on all cylinders, particularly with that final line to the camera. I'm not just going to end your revenge tour. I'm not just going to end your title reign. I'm going to end your career. And then she took the mic away and she just mouthed, watch me. I just thought she did so well. And actually Liv Morgan, to the point where I was like, are you reading auto cue? Because she was sat backstage. I assume it was live because the timing, sometimes they try the pre-recorded things, but sometimes it doesn't sync up. But for a live promo, I thought Liv did a brilliant job.
Yeah.
She's a good talent.
She is very. I mean, I've always been a Liv fan. I've always felt she's very, very criminally underrated. But now I think with this new role that she's in, she's killing it. I actually don't think she's crazy. That's how good she is.
Yeah.
like
Actually tapped.
she's just doing. I think she's been, in my opinion, she's been the highlight of Judgment Day since Rhea's been injured. So once Rhea got put on the shelf, she's really
the one that's made it interesting.
she's made it interesting. She's killing it.
Yeah.
So I'm loving it.
The greatest kind of honor she'll get now at this point is once they have the match at SummerSlam. If things weren't going well, the title goes straight back on Rhea. But if she keeps the title, she's doing a good job, and then we continue telling the story. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. I was so impressed with everyone, and Dom just playing his part so well.
He's so good.
It's
Embodying Eddie Guerrero with the flower and
like they recreated that scene
the
fully,
whole
didn't
scene.
they?
Yeah.
Really
Begging
good stuff.
to Rhea Ripley, mommy, mamacita.
Yeah, amazing.
She's just not having any of it. Like
Amazing.
And Yeah, Damian Priest. Very much a tweener right now, Damian Priest.
I think
They
he
get
fully babyface?
turned face.
They're getting him to a babyface.
What happened on Raw? That was a face turn.
Oh, cool. Okay,
that was a
yes.
face turn.
We'll get into the promo with Gunther. I want to talk about Sonya Deville defeating Zelina Vega, and later Sonya's current running buddies, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, defeating Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. The reason I wanted to bring this up because was kind of twofold. One, I feel like the crowd were really into these matches.
Yeah.
Which, when you look at these kind of matches in years gone by, like it's hot dog break.
Yeah.
It's going to the restrooms. It's silence from the crowd. Whereas I feel like they're being given enough time for the performers to actually get their stuff in and get a good wrestling match in where they're telling a good story. So that's one part of it. But I really noticed, I don't know if you noticed this, a few moments with Zelina Vega.
She's brilliant.
Honestly.
She's brilliant.
Like maximizing her minutes on TV. I feel like she's being given a lot of creative freedom to, put some funny stuff in her promos.
Yeah.
The way she said to Sonya Deville, sorry, I didn't hear you over your forehead.
Yeah.
And then said to Shayna Baszler about having a moustache.
Yeah.
But just these little quips, and not at this
You're
level.
going to say The Rock, aren't you?
No, I'm not going to say The Rock. I was actually going, and it's not on this level, and it's a different kind of thing. But Stone Cold, in his early promos, when he was doing that transition from Ringmaster to Austin. Stone Cold, he talked about his promos and how he would pop the truck.
Yeah.
You know, those little things he'd throw in there, and the team in the truck would be laughing, and he'd find that out, and they'd be like, "Oh, you can't do this." He was like, "If I'm popping the truck,
It's working
I've
for
got the
people.
ability to pop the crowd." And then she was rubbing Vaseline over her
Yeah, I
face
saw that. Yeah,
before her
yeah,
match with
yeah,
Shayna
yeah.
Baszler. A few little funny things that made me think they're giving her some rope here. They're giving her the ball, and I think she is one of the best female talkers on the mic.
100%.
Yeah.
Like
Totally agree.
when you talk about Liv being criminally underused,
Zelina
is proper good.
Yeah.
So before her time in WWE, she was Thea Trinidad in TNA.
Yeah.
And she was very good there. Hence why Triple H plucked her out straight away to bring her to NXT. Almost, if you remember, she was the escape rope, if you like, for Andrade's early NXT career, because that wasn't really working what they had him doing, whether that was by design or not. They paired her with Andrade, Cien Almas, and everything changed for him.
Absolutely.
He went on to become NXT champion.
Facts.
And then, now it's taken a long, long time, but like you say, she's being given a lot more to do. I guess her first really good outing this year was that promo she had with Liv a couple of weeks back when they were building to that Raw title match that they had.
Yeah.
And then, the stuff with Sonya Deville, just very kind of smart, quick-witted stuff. It's the kind of stuff that you're just hearing, and of years gone past, you'll hear like Michael Cole just snigger like on commentary, oh, you caught me off guard, like you say. So yeah, she's got the ability, man. They definitely could insert her to kind of do more stuff with the women.
And it's the kind of, as you say, it's that ability. It's not the kind of like, oh, we've got this scripted joke and we're going to try it in a promo. These are little side
ad-libs,
little side ad libs that she's putting in.
Yeah.
Which just thinking, if I'm on TV, even for 30 seconds, I'm going to make it count.
Yeah.
And I just feel if they give her the freedom to do that, I think we could see some great things. And she is tiny.
It's very tiny.
Like, I've interviewed her before. I mean, I'm 6'2". She was tiny compared to me.
Yeah.
But in that kind of Rey Mysterio kind of way, because I thought she did great work. Like the selling of her arm when, was it Shayna Baszler on the outside? Did her little arm snapping thing. And then she took Sonya Deville's finisher really well. And just, I was just really impressed. She had a good week.
What are you guys thinking about the pairing of Sonya Deville with Zoe Stark? And
I'm liking it.
Yeah, same here. I think it works.
Yeah.
I think they look good. And it's the thing I think we said on last week's show. If they had been paired up by Vince, we would have all thought this is random and weird, and it wouldn't have gone anywhere. But under Triple H, I just trust it more.
Yeah.
I just think there's a reason for them to be together. They're gonna give them time. goes back to what I was saying about DIY. Give them time to connect with the audience and let them be the badasses that they genuinely are.
Yeah, and to your point of why the crowd are kind of more invested in this is because for weeks in the little background of actual things we're watching, we're seeing Sonya Deville walk around and try to recruit them, and there was resistance and she's trying to get them on side.
Right.
And now we're being paid off for that. Same way, we got paid off for Chad Gable and who he's brought on side now. Yeah, the crowd like when a plan comes together ultimately.
Yeah. Totally. You just mentioned Chad Gable, so let's dive into Wyatt Sicks. So Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy, which
which Chad figured out, by the way. None of us knew about that.
Yeah, hilarious.
Thank you, Chad.
But okay, that's a good point. A bit of comedy is being presented around this. Michael Cole's reactions, they're not like... No one's like really freaked out by it anymore.
Yeah.
When Chad's going on about, I made the discovery, I found out that Bo Dallas is actually Uncle Howdy, and on commentary, Michael Cole's like, duh, and the rest of Alpha Academy are like, yeah, we knew this. In a way, I think it's brilliant that they've made Bo Dallas. What we were saying about Wyatt Sicks previously, they need to be humans. They can have their masks, they can do the scary stuff, but we need to be emotionally connected to the humans behind it, and we need to know what their why is, whatever. I don't know. How did you feel about this week? So Bo Dallas... Well, before we get to Bo Dallas, I guess we talk about Rowan.
Yeah.
Because there was another VHS delivered, this time to the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
They played that in. Then they played the VHS in. And we got, the greatest moment of Rowan's career.
I totally agree.
For me, that was better than the 2 sit-downs that Bo had. It felt more like this was actually therapy for him sort of thing.
How exposing and real. He talked about losing his brother, of course, talking about Luke Harper. He then talked about when he pulled himself out of that despair, he lost his other brother, Bray Wyatt. And then he talked about kind of just, he said he was so, I'm paraphrasing, but he said he's so far down the well, he couldn't pull himself up. And he said, who would miss me? I'm just Rowan.
Yeah.
Which fits to the kind of rest of the group and what we're getting with Bo and what presumably we'll get with Nikki Cross. Nikki Ash.
Yeah.
Nikki Ash. It's like they have been forgotten. They're the forgotten ones. They're the underutilized ones. They're the ones that no one cares about. But this was heartbreaking.
The VHS vignettes are the best thing in this whole Wyatt Sicks stuff, in my opinion.
So this is interesting because
far I'd agree. Yeah.
But I thought it was you, Mekz, but maybe it was Kev or maybe it was Ash. But someone was saying, but they're going to get boring really quickly. We can't just rely on these VHS.
I think what they've done is, okay, so last week we didn't get one. So they're spacing it out. It's not like week after week we're just kind of bringing through the 6 members one after another. I think that might have got boring. But they're breaking it up. Bo Dallas has now emerged from just that room and he's now kind of in the universe in that sense. And then we've went to Rowan, who is, I guess, the next biggest star within this whole story. And like you said, there was just that performance, although it's all trauma and stuff he's talking about, it's the best we've ever seen him presented, at least. He's done a lot of stuff. If you remember the spider stuff that he was doing that time when he had that giant spider.
He had the box or something.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
This was absolutely like an insight into what this guy's gone through the loss of these 2 people close to him. And the part that broke me was that, who's Rowan? Like, why are people going to care about me ultimately, sort of thing. Like,
and when he was holding the goat mask, is goat mask or sheep?
Sheep
mask at the end, and having all the flashbacks with the Wyatt family. And I just think I think that was a beautiful piece again. Like Bo a few weeks ago killed it. Rowan's killed it. The next, whoever's next to do their vignette, they need to step up too, man. Because with them, it's different because they're actually going through real life grief. And what they're talking about. So what is Nikki going to talk about? What is?
I don't know.
That's the thing.
My first instinct is what I said, like previous career stuff and being the forgotten one, or lumbered with terrible gimmicks. Nikki ASH and all that stuff. But yeah, that's not on the same level. I don't know if I think she'd had, and I haven't researched this, so I might be speaking out of turn, but I think she had personal problems with weight and things like that.
Okay.
I think possibly in the past. So that could come into it. I don't know. But I wanted to pose this question. So this is a tweet I put out. In Bray Wyatt's documentary, which I watched over the weekend, which is exceptional. Shout out to the team who created that. Triple H, he kept asking Bray during this time of like, you've got all these wicked ideas and it's mystical and incredible to watch, but how do we transfer your ideas to the ring? And I put on Twitter yesterday, whilst this was never successfully realised properly with Bray, I believe WWE is now creatively strong enough to see it through. And as fate would have it, it's grief for Bray that's driving the whole thing.
Right.
So I think in a way there's something really special about it. But can this translate to the ring? Because Bo's reaction that he got from the crowd, and this is the first time Bo Dallas has been in front of a live crowd as himself in years.
Yeah.
There wasn't a big pop.
There was some sort of reaction.
There was a bit of reaction,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a huge pop.
I think it was more like a gasp. I don't think it was necessarily a pop situation. It was more like,
Maybe that's fair.
would he come out? And then when he did start walking out, you heard the,
Yeah.
like he's here, more kind of a reaction.
That's fair.
Because not all silence is bad. Sometimes people are just in awe.
I
Or
wouldn't
like,
even-
what's he
that was a
going to do?
silence.
Some people just, it wasn't completely silence. there was a reaction. But
What a great point.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes,
yeah.
I think we judge things when it's not as loud as the others and thinking, oh yeah, that didn't go down. Some people are just like, what's going to happen here?
Yeah.
And it is speechless.
Yeah.
So,
He didn't get the Road Warrior pop.
No.
He's over. He's through.
you know,
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fair. Okay. But do you think they can? I'm still so torn. And as much as I trust Triple H and Rob Lees and everyone that's been brought on to do this long-term storytelling with these guys, there's such, we're talking about how emotive and how beautiful and how powerful the VHS stuff is. But then when they get to the arena, how does that translate when the bell rings?
Yeah.
And is it chaotic enough? If other performers, like Sheamus the other week, it came off of one of the VHS packages, I think. He was like, well, that was weird.
That was weird. Yeah.
And then Michael Cole's not being scared. And then we had this weird, which I actually missed crazily, but you said about how they had security guards dead on the announce table and no one even referenced it. It's like going back to that ECW arena type vibe. I feel like things need to be crazier with them. It needs to be a bit, I don't want to use Retribution as an example, but like they need to appear from nowhere rather than these grand entrances, which are clearly staged and choreographed and look phenomenal.
I agree with that.
Maybe more sanity. Remember sanity in NXT?
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. They weren't supernatural, but they were like renegades or whatever. But yeah, to Skillit's point, I feel like everything that they're doing, that's probably the pre-recorded stuff, they're nailing.
Yeah.
It's the stuff they now have to do live in front of the audience, which I'm personally still not 100% on board with.
And I think this is my point, right? So much of WWE right now, when you think about the performers in the ring, generally it's sort of based in real life. Like if you look at the performers, the matches, the sports-like presentation of everything. I really love the stuff that they've started introducing where the wander through gorilla position, the backstage walks, the being with fans in the foyer. Yeah. They start the show with the talents walking into the arena with the little timestamp and what time they arrived. But then to go from that into this group where it's overly staged, overly choreographed entrances, all theatrical and lighting effects and smoke machines, does it fit? Like we were talking about last week and John Cena and what his run is going to be like. Like they've got to make it fit within the current WWE product. And right now, I think there's a disconnect between what we're seeing on the VHSs and then what we're seeing in front of the live crowds.
Yeah, I would agree. They have to kill all the effects and sort of thing. And maybe it's just more like they just run in and have, get to work on whatever they need to do sort of thing, like a sanity, like we say. As you were just speaking there, it took me to Batman Dark Knight, the Joker. Mm-hmm. And just how he was just this crazed person, and it's just like maybe something more so like that. Someone just turns up, they're in their mask and stuff. Eventually, like we say, they remove their mask, and they're just a bit more crazed as opposed to having all the pageantry around it. It definitely doesn't fit. When you break it down like that, it doesn't fit in like this sports production that we're getting.
It's like when, like I noticed, and I look for these kind of things, and I just noticed these kind of things when Chad Gable and, I mean, we need to mention this, he was obviously backed by the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
So we're getting that connection, which we love. But as they were beating down Bo Dallas in the ring, who was just laughing it off, which is quite powerful in itself.
Like the Joker. Like the Joker.
Like the Joker, yeah. That's a great reference. But in the back of shot, you could see a cameraman in the aisle pointing towards the entranceway. So you know someone else is coming out.
Yeah.
So it's like they're waiting for the big Wyatt Sicks entrance, which means they're in gorilla position. But didn't they destroy that when they first arrived?
Yeah. Now it's like they're
Do you know
walking
what I mean?
through like, hey, Trips, you right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, Bruce, we're just heading out now. Pop on the old masks.
Yeah.
Whereas I want, in going to the real sports presentation that WWE is doing, I want the cameramen to be running hurriedly to go and find them because they're
WWE
over
would have
there.
done that. You remember back in NWO with the whole invasion stuff?
Yeah.
Bischoff thought about everything when it comes to that kind of stuff.
It needs to
And
be
that's
more
what they
like
need
that.
to do. That's exactly what they need to
It
do.
needs to be more like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is another thing. I mean, I don't want to go into another subject because we're going to talking about Drew, right? This is why Drew is right not to apologize. Why would he apologize for assaulting 2 referees? And why should I apologize when you ain't done nothing with Bo Dallas? You ain't done nothing with Bo. You ain't done that with the Wyatt Sicks. They've killed people. And you want me to apologize for pushing over 2 refs? No.
That's okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that is where I worry. Because that's another great point.
They need to be consistent.
They need to be
It has
consistent.
to be consistent all round. It's too much. I want this Wyatt Sicks thing to work, but you guys are right. Everything you've said, I agree with. It needs to be a bit more reality based.
We said this week 1 when they came back. Like, you committing to this and doing this properly, you've got to involve this entire WWE universe. And even as early as the first misstep of that week was having Raw talk after the show when you had literally shown us everything is destroyed.
Exactly.
Like, Raw talk should have been cancelled. We should have maybe even got vignettes if they wanted to go as far as stuff on social media of people like calling Adam Pearce, I'm not coming to work next Monday. Like, sort it out, sort of thing. Like, we really need to commit to all of this. And it's like, why is this just on Raw? Why is it not on SmackDown as well? They're not signed to any brand as we know it. So
The only way this... No, I'm not going to say it.
Go on.
I was going to say something ridiculous.
Go on.
The only way this could work,
Yeah.
if the Wyatt Sicks has a higher calling. And who's that higher power? It's me, Austin! It was me all along!
you were doing so well. You were doing so well.
I'm just joking.
Such a well-constructed, well thought out conversation we were having. All just ruined immediately.
I'm so sorry, guys.
No, I think you're right. I think that's a good idea. No, it's we see the other wrestlers arriving in cars or whatever, or Cody on his bus. I want to see them arriving in their, clapped out camper van and then just crashing into something every time they arrive. Like, we've got to, everything has to connect. And as one of you just said, everything. You need to commit 100% to this and join all the dots. And I worry that the dots aren't being joined at the moment.
Yeah.
Still, trust and Trips. Tit. Really quickly, let's run through this. Damian Priest and Gunther, I thought they engaged in a really tense, good face-off.
I agree.
Gunther being ultra heel, and I think one of his best promos to date. Like, a bit of cockiness in there now, which I love. Calling Damian Priest basically trash.
Yeah.
Street trash.
He said that living on the streets was a choice.
Well, like, being homeless is a choice.
Being homeless is a choice. Horrible. But people think like this. This is good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good against evil. And that was Damian's face turn,
His
right?
face turn.
You would agree, right?
Yeah.
Turn face.
He worked for everything he's got. I thought it was good. I thought it was smart. I'm really looking forward to their match. And if you haven't checked it out already, check out on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@WWGP. I did an interview with Gunther last week. It was really interesting because I talked to him about Damian Priest and how he felt about having Priest as an opponent rather than your Punks, your Drews, your Seths. And he was like, this is great. People that are saying, oh, why aren't the bigger talents involved? They're the same people that complain that new stars are never built. This is how to build new stars. So I thought it was great. So go and check out that interview if you haven't done so already.
On that point, quickly, early prediction.
Go on.
I think Damian Priest is retaining at SummerSlam.
I think Mekz is right.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's absolutely right.
Really?
That promo for me was like super. Let's get Damian face. As well as that, Damian Priest has the 24 coming out soon, which is going to help cement that face turn.
Oh, you little bugger!
And
you might be right here.
I think Gunther is gonna. He showed overconfidence going into the WrestleMania match with Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
he showed overconfidence here as well. You know, just give me the title and all that stuff he was saying.
And didn't Damian mention that the reason why why he lost to Sami Zayn?
Yeah, because you're overconfident, overlooking the opponent. Yeah. Now they may just run it back in Berlin 4 weeks later, and maybe Gunther wins there, or I don't know what they do with Gunther there. I'm beginning to have an inkling since Monday that Damian Priest is holding on to this for a bit longer.
And do you know what is brilliant about that? I love that prediction because we've been saying we need him to get really strong victories. And he required help, essentially, at Clash of the Castle. He required help against Jey Uso, right? So basically, and that's happened in all his title defenses. If his big, strong, clean victory is over Gunther, then that is so impactful.
And he did beat Braun Strowman as well.
Yeah.
Which is, But I know what you mean. Yeah,
I really
it'd
like
be more impact with his Gunther for
and
sure.
And then you've built another star.
And I'll go one step further.
Go on.
Let's go.
Go on, you little bugger.
I think Priest, I don't know at what point during the year, whenever, he's going to lose that title to Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Returning to their original story last year when Balor was going after with Seth Rollins and Priest had the briefcase and, they couldn't work out how they were going to basically win the title. I think that's who's winning this title after Priest.
More long-term storytelling.
Yeah.
And why?
Because we trust in trips.
Yeah, wrestling's not enough as well.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. No,
that's what I was going for. But, yeah. But what that shows is we've got some great sayings and expressions on GP. Bron Breakker main event disrupted the IC title match between Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov. So, this is going to a three-way dance at SummerSlam, presumably.
Yeah.
But, I really enjoyed this. I loved the exchange between Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov backstage, where Sami really just put over Ilya Dragunov like $1 million. And to your point earlier, by the way, when Damian was saying to Gunther, the reason you lost your title is because you didn't respect the competition. You didn't fight like with the heart that Sami Zayn did. Again, that puts Sami over even more. I feel like every talent is being put over in the best possible way, up and down the card. So you excited for this IC title match?
Yeah.
I think this is where Bron wins it.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially being a triple threat match. If they want to protect Sami, they can.
Yeah.
If Dragunov takes the pin.
Good point.
I think he's going to have learned his lesson. And with a three-way, it's non-disqualification, he could probably do more, damage and, crazy stuff.
And Bron will be the first wrestler in a long time, maybe ever, in a long time, that will have the IC title, have that big fight feel again. His IC title reign is going to be consistent of like bangers and big fight feels. Like I could see it. The fans are already taken to Braun already as it is. So with him as a IC champion, I think it will bring back that prestige for IC. I know Gunther's had that kind of in a way, but I think it's more about the streak than about a big fight feel. Am I making any sense?
No, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I feel like with Bron Breakker, it's going to be like, I can't wait to see this banging match, opposed to a streak. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder how they're going to book him. Like, will he be someone that's kind of accepting of challenges, or will he be kind of, not cowardly, but kind of he doesn't want to defend the title. No one else is good enough.
Oh,
sort
yeah,
of
that's a good
thing.
point too. It just depends on where they go with it.
Yeah, it depends where they go with it.
I think SummerSlam is shaping up. So we've got Damian Priest versus Gunther. We've got Bayley versus Nia Jax. We've got Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Not confirmed yet, but we're obviously going to get
Cody and Sikoa.
Cody versus Solo Sikoa. We're going to ultimately get the Roman Reigns return,
Gotta be.
which is, another reason I'm really pleased my stepmom broke her neck.
This is crazy.
I'm joking, of course. I'll always go for the laugh. I don't mean it. We're gonna get this three-way. Like the card is looking really
stacked.
good. It's looking stacked.
LA Knight and
and
Logan
LA
Paul.
Knight and Logan Paul to put a bow on that. Like really good stuff.
You said Liv and Rhea, right?
Yeah,
Live and Rhea, yeah. So yeah, very excited for SummerSlam. Whether I'll be there or not, but I'll keep you posted. Should we get into some final thoughts?
Yes, please.
Okay, Wyatt Sicks interviews are rumoured to take an unexpected turn next week when Nikki Cross dances on the grave of Nikki Ash. Yeah, I mean, wasn't the funniest one, but didn't have much time this week. Dominic Mysterio was left wondering what he can do to keep Rhea Ripley. Try shaving off the moustache and mullet, mate. Absolute state of him. Plus, he's still wearing that cow print vest because it smells of Liv. And finally, Donald Trump joins Mick Foley as one of the few one-eared WWE Hall of Famers. Just waiting for someone to throw him off Hell in the Cell now as well. I like that. Anyway, social, Mekz, where can people find you?
WrestleManiac UK on X, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
Skills, where can people find you?
Follow me on all social media platforms at Skillit World, SKILLIT World.
And thank you, Skillit, for, I think, the best Skillit's random question.
Thank you.
you've
I'm
done.
never going to top that.
Should we play the jingle one more time?
Skillit's random question.
So my question is, how are we going to help Kevin?
Well, it's something we need to have a serious discussion about. And if you've got any ideas, email us, helloyou@wwgp.co.uk. Give us a follow across social media at WWGP on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You can follow me at James Delo on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/ Cheers, Skills.
Sorry.
Classic Skills. I'm in middle of the exit, and he literally heads to the exit. What was I saying? youtube.com/@WWGP. Need the toilet?
I need to go. I'll go.
Oh, is it?
I'll go somewhere.
Oh, right. Where you going?
I'll go London Bridge.
Why?
PT.
Oh,
Personal trainer.
Getting ready for SummerSlam.
Yeah, you know it. If you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Sorry.
Finally, it really helps us out if you can rate and review the podcast wherever you get your podcast. Give us a 5-star review and just say glowing things because it really helps us out. Anyway, thanks so much for listening. This has been a Starstruck Media production. We shall see you next week. You can go now, Skills. Brilliant.
Gorilla position.
I'm a champion!